still on justice for Mohbad. It got to a point, a lot of people thought that justice for Mohbad was going to break into pieces. I mean, there will be no coercion, and maybe soon we'll forget about it. This has to do with series of back and forth between people, head boots, clashes, punches thrown right, left, and center, threats, and so many things happened. Well, these things are bound to happen. I have said it times without number. But that is not what I want to talk about, although it is important that we are all together on this one. It's good for us to be together, updated on what and what is needed to achieve and to actualize justice for Mohbad. Mohbad's father, like I said, had issues with who to trust, who not to trust, who to talk to, who not to talk to, and all of those complications. But now, everything is making sense. Everything is beginning to add up. There are certain concerns, and let me even put it this way. There are things that people are wondering and they are waiting to find out what will become of it, such as getting the private autopsy results read out, and let's see where to go from there, and also the DNA. The DNA. But what I want to tell you today is that Cynthia has nothing else that she can hold on to anymore. As it is right now, Cynthia will have to answer for what happened to Mohbad. Yes, Cynthia will have to answer to what happened to Mohbad, and a lot of them that believe that they can hide and at the end of the day share the money, the proceeds of their shutting their mouth. All of them will be held, bound, and tied, and chained, and dropped in the gallows where they belong. It is so sad, so sad. And I've said it times without number that the reason why these things became like this is because of Mohbad's mother. Mohbad's mother is the one that opened. She is the one that broke the edge, and the serpent struck real hard. Now, the police also, which I want to believe is the important part of it, because regardless of someone's mother being in support of the prime suspect and all of that, the police are supposed to do the needful. Now, it is no longer where it was. The case has now been moved to the highest level of it. In fact, it is no longer at the zonal. It is no longer at the other section where the case of Mohbad was reported. It has now gone further, and it has now become a burden on them. They cannot say, look, we police officers, we belong to a certain clan. Let us keep that and do nothing. It has now come to a point where they know that this could result into breakdown of a lot of things in Lagos. Maybe it could even result to people venting out their frustration. Don't forget that people need just one thing to bring them out, to vent their anger. So they know that this could result into it. That's why they have to do the needful. They don't care anymore. If they have to bring the neck, legs, head of Cynthia and others so as to maintain peace all over, they are willing and ready to do that. Initially, they didn't want to do nothing about it, but now the update is that Cynthia, her arrest is imminent. In fact, they are going to put wanted on it, on her name, if within some couple of hours, if she does not respond to. I think she knows with whoever it is that is supporting or encouraging her, telling her, don't worry. All of them together, every one of them, they know that it has come to the end of the journey. I don't want to kind of waste your time, so it won't be like I'm the only one talking. Let us get right into it. What you're about to hear will give you much hope. Hope that is needed. Like and share. Tap on the subscribe button. Let's get right into it.
You can never your right has been given to you. Any human rights organization when it is time to pick you up, you will come and answer. You will have to end this investigation. And that's important to be there. you need to engage me. Èyí tó bá rò pé òun fẹ́ bá mi ṣẹjọ́ ẹ bọ́ta ká lè mọ bí tẹ́ wà. Ẹni ọlọ́pàá tó bá gba owó lọ́wọ́ yín, owó okú ọmọ ẹ̀ òun ló ti gbà yẹn. Anybody tó mọ̀ nípa ikú Mohbad, anybody responsible for Mohbad's death, and any police officer betray the force and collect a dime to cover this up, within 7 days you must never see your child again. You will misfire. You will shoot your boss. You go máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ṣe. Ẹ gba owó wèrè kan. Ní ṣe àmọ́dún. Ẹ máa ṣe ẹlẹ́yà. Ọlọ́pàá tó bá dánwó ẹ̀ wò. So I know certainly that we have credible police officers. They will never collect such a blood money. They will stand firm. That's uniform. Any ọlọ́pàá lè máa ṣe anything. I be this, I be that. Oṣooṣi ààrẹ ẹ̀ ṣì ń wà ń bẹ̀ ni. Tó bá ti tẹ́tọ̀ wàá mọ̀ pé kò sí tó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. Wàá mọ̀ pé lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run tún ni kò sẹ́nibọ̀dì mọ́. Anybody tó ṣiṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó bá gba àbọ̀dè. Tí àwọn tó pa Mohbad sọ pé ẹ má jẹ́ kó pè mí wá, ẹ má jẹ́ kó rọ̀ ẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ mi, tẹ́ wá gba owó. Kò síbi táwọn ìfẹ́ máa lọ wọ́n ní padà jẹ́yàn mọ́nú ayé. Ilẹ̀ alimi ó máa pè wọ́n, ó máa dà wọ́n láàmú. Àìsàn tí ò ní táìtù òun ló máa ní. Ẹgbàá ọlọ́pàá yẹn ò ní fi ṣe, ó máa fi ṣe ọlọ́pàá pàtó ni. Ó máa ṣe ẹlẹ́yà kúrò ní ṣe ọlọ́pàá ni. Ẹ dánwèrè wò. Ẹ wá sọ fún mi bóyá yẹn lágbára, bóyá ó ní agbára ju constitution lọ. Ní ìgbọ́n nílé ayé ẹ̀ ń show power, ẹ̀ ń blọ́ọ̀kì àwọn murderers at the expense of our own integrity and intelligence. Níbo ọ̀lẹ́ ti ṣe wèrè. Ìta bá ti rí ọwọ́ ẹnu yín ẹ̀ wá òkú tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó yẹ kí wà lára àwọn get inside ni o. Àbúrò wà lára àwọn pátápátá ẹ bá ti kiri. I'm not a pushover. Ẹ lè máa dánù kẹ́ máa ṣe wèrè lónìí. Anybody ẹ máa ṣe báyìí wù yín o. Ẹ rí bóyá máa lọ. I'm calling on Nigerian students, all universities, all justice fighters in all universities and polytechnics. It is time for you to stand up. Injustice to one is injustice to all. If Nigerian students cannot fight for justice, if Nigerian students cannot stand with the public and masses and say killing of a young person is unacceptable, then don't blame if the society is not there for you when you finish your education. Out on the 27th of February, we're changing it to 27th. We all must come out. It is your right. It is our right. But if you don't come out, they will sweep it under the carpet. If you don't come out, they will mess up the whole investigation. If you don't come out, murderers will be doing nonsense on social media at the expense of the life of your own child. If you don't do anything now, you are bringing your children to terrible burden. We need to stand up now. Every youth, all Nigerian students, National Association of Nigerian Students, I am personally calling you. If you cannot stand up for something like this, then you are losing the country. Where is the future you're coming to meet? They are trying to cover up a murderer. We would never accept this. We must come out and tell them, you can never. Not. The biggest brutality is when police see that a murderer, if somebody buys somebody and they want to cover it, that is the worst brutality. You're going to lose your freedom that way. Nigerian police are meant to work hard, assiduously, to ensure that whoever it is, nobody, you must answer to the call of the law. Video. It is confirmed there is that third person. When we know the third person, they were there together. Come out and show to me that you don't know the person. But I am appealing to you. If I am making mouth, I want you to be bold. Send that your slave, that terrible criminal. He was in white abikilo pe ma bon zone 2 ko fun wa fun 100,000 to ba ti lo to ba ti gbo ele ko pe normally. You are lying to them that you don't have a case to answer them. Come. Because on a good day, I don't have any business with someone like you. But for you to be messing around and think you are above the law, it is time for me to let you know that you are nothing. When you are nothing. But anyway, I told you that very shortly. So I share if you are dirty. TikTok. I did not make the confession. I'm not the owner of the phone. I didn't create the video. And you expect me to keep quiet. Keep quiet for what? Keep quiet for what? Why should I be scared of this kind of people? For what? What he did, what broke Mohbad's neck? Why you package a dead body acting like you are saving his life with a star, a celebrity like that, and you are a musician, you are a movie star, and you think you are better? You don't know what is going on. If this concerns all of us, if they can package a star like that and still want to get away with it, that means my son, the son of a common person, is not safe. And you think I should not fight for that? You think we should keep quiet for what? A complete foreigner, a syndicate. All of you, it's terrible. I think the reason why majority of you were able to work with that, Tefi has said to your hypocrisy, your grandeur of delusion, I don't understand what made you out. Look at what she did. You are compiling. This is Arifa. When we were protesting in Ikorodu, they said they were going to attack him. I said, come to the hotel. I paid for the hotel. Prayer, traditional prayer. They see me, they get me. How can we run life? And these are the people that will be sending their agents. One of us, you know the page. You'll be surprised. But you're called when you're going to our account to continue. Because that is the job they have been paid to do. And you know anything here, camera, there, Murukwe, Mama Swibo, Emma Tetisiwo. You know what? I don't believe I mean, kill me at $10. But what's the white agents? Uncle Swibo, Roju, she camera. And then for the years, when they Baruko again, I expect you ask me the Bolugi, Kimanosi page. You know, Papa, kill me, she can't, she will leave. Gbogbo Yomi Oda, Yomi Salo, Gbogbo mo Salo mo tún sá padà. Lẹ́yìn tí mo ti lọ, Yomi ran away. He's too kiniko. Kí lẹ ti ṣe láti gbà tí mo ti dé tó yàtọ̀. And some people will still come to a page and you still allow them to bring somebody like me down. Even at this stage, is that how low we can be as people? That is why these politicians will continue to exploit all of us. Because they will look at it. Look at this guy. Okay, sure, we don't even part of our concern. So it is the same money. Telling me, Salo, what you call what Salo. It's the same money I came back, putting my life on the line. Look at how far. Between December 3rd till now, I have been to zone 2 not more than 9 times. Mohbad's estate 6 times. Ask yourself, where have you been within that time? What you that you are condemning me? Where have you been to? What have you done? It doesn't have to be this way. Don't do this with the life of your children, because the moment you keep doing this, it's going to come back. It's like a kinetic energy. I have my mother would never see me putting my life on the line for things like this. Will never say, why would you want me to cry over you? That would have been the voice of my mother. My mother would not say, Yomi, this money you are looking for at this stage. By now, my mom would, if she was alive, my mom would be scared that I might lose you, because she will know that at this stage it can never be passion for money. And then you claim you have your own child. Picture if it is your child doing this. How can you sit down and say, despite all this, you don't trust? What have you done? Tell me of all those things that you've pushed out. I want to turn in, I want to share the building lawa. Mr. Famu, you are. I don't know how we're going to do it. Fine, I'm at peace with you. I told you I'm at peace with you. I'm at peace with Baba Mohbad. Now that you've cleared. Because the reason why I'm pursuing the case is because I see the action as not just criminal. I see it as obstructing justice for Mohbad. But now that you've cleared your name, cleared Baba Mohbad's name, you will clear the gbese. My NGO will not waste all the money that we wasted, would have been used to pursue even further than this. You made me waste money. None of you knew I was in court. None of you knew I was coming back to Nigeria. None of you knew I am in court to get order to enter Mohbad's house. None of you knew, because I didn't come to speak here. And while I was at that, Adra's own surfaced. And I still pursued it. Do you think it was easy for me? While with all the old embarrassment Mohbad's mother did, do you think me standing firm against the woman is ordinary? If your passion is not 100% and your resolution, you're resolute, you cannot face and win her, because she's coming there with emotion, sentiment, blackmail, propaganda, and even violence. For a man, ordinarily, you want to avoid that. For a man who has a name, you want to avoid it. For a weakling, you want to avoid that. And then you think, with that setting in front of cameras, and I was able to still go on, you think it's because you have to search your conscience. Search your conscience and search deep, and let your conscience speak the truth to you, because your future matters a lot. Who will face the mother, the brother, the wife? Ask yourself, do you think it will ever get to the stage that we're going to be now asking the law, we'll be asking the law, the police, to now say, don't look for anybody else. Ask this person what pied Mohbad. Ask the mother, ask the brother, ask the wife. Do you ever think? And then where will be the courage to say, now we're going to be asking you, and we're going to be going to court with you. We will need your attention in the police station. We're going to be facing the wife. Do you think it's something easy? If I am too hoodwinked with social media, reading some comments will just make me say, I don't want to do it again. But I am resolute, because my heart is pure. My hands are clean.
Tẹ́ bá rántí pé mo béèrè pé fídíò kan níbi tí Yomi ti ń play voice torí ẹ̀yin Doubting Thomas níbi tí Yomi ti ń play voice àwọn ọlọ́pàá, ta ló rántí pé mo wá béèrè voice yẹn, mo wá béèrè fídíò yẹn lórí live mi? Ta ló rántí pé mo béèrè pé ta ló ní kó fún mi? Àwọn ọlọ́pàá ló nídìí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe send ẹ̀ sáré fá àrífà àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó fẹ́ arrest Yomi fún impersonation tó ń ṣe káàkiri lọ́nìdẹ̀ mo ṣe wá bẹ́.
ṣé ẹ rò pé lèyí ò ti dé ṣé ẹ rò pé àwọn òwèrè ilé ìwé ìwà àwọn òwèrè tó yẹ pé èdú ló ń jẹ òun nírú àwọn kàrímọ̀ yìí láì ṣẹ́ láì rò ẹ́ ìwọ ló you actually hurt me, you offended me. I sent you a classified information. You are not the one they sent it to. I am not working for you. The next thing you did, you started spreading it with you and Bukky Jesse. And at the end of the day, you wanted me to change my narrative to say it is not Adura. And I'm like, are you thinking at all? And I'm not even fighting you. I didn't abuse you. I am standing on what I stand on. The phone in question belongs to Adura. His fingerprint is on the phone. Secondly, the TikTok belongs to Adura. Thirdly, the content that was sent to me belongs to Adura. And you are telling me, oh, it is one Damola that sent it to me. How am I going to show a video? Damola send this to me. Do you have a video of where he's sending it? And then you want me to change my narrative. And that was immediately she switched. Working with Arifa the second day. To send what we send. Now look at this terrible dealing with. On Alive, I want to tell you about me and you still believe her. And then is this not even painful than anything? Because at the end of the day, the only thing I did was I want to work with you. Me, anything. Oh, what kind of ticket? My ticket to and fro is nothing less than 6 million.
So when my phone is on WhatsApp, I will now best order.
You all could see that on that day I went to that party. Thank God I did the video. When I called the ASP Ibrahim, he said, sir, I am coming to receive you. Don't worry, let me come and pick you down. Police officer will not come and pick you. They'll say, find your way up. And it was not because there was an invitation. They were, Mr. Wunmi, because at the end of it, I'm like, look at what they are doing behind me. He doesn't have a basic knowledge. Panti is Lagos State Police Command. Because they don't know which police I was dealing with, they thought Yomi as usual will come and tell them, I will post the other petition to Mokolosi AIG. Recently AIG. The zonal command is bigger than the Lagos State Command. Zone 2 is bigger than Lagos State Command. Lagos State Command going to replace state one but Lagos State Command at Ogun State Command, the both commissioner of police are under the AIG. And it is the AIG that is dealing with Mohbad's case now. Tell me, Bello, because I am not getting the right attention to my petition at the state command. And they are working on it. And they are the one that went to get the petition, court order, to go into Mohbad's house. But they didn't fall for your wickedness and your fury. They didn't even talk to me about it. Yomi has planned it. In fact, lẹ́yìn ìgbà iṣẹ́ bọ̀ tí wàá ṣọ ní lọ́dọ̀ mi àti ìrà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ní ìtẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́bẹ̀ mo kàn ń wò ni. Ó kọ́ ọba yìí pé irú ọkùnrin wo lélẹ̀ ládùúrú kà tí mo ti ṣe fún kò tiẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi kí ló máa jẹ́ ó yá owó send owó tí máa send owó mo kò kàn mí wàá bẹ̀rù anybody síwájú náà. I am facing justice from bad and I will have to finish it and get the truth out. When it will be, I don't know. All I know is that there is no sign that they will not effect it because she's not bigger than the law. So, but that being said, we can always still come together to keep putting and piling the legitimate pressure to ensure that our voices are heard. But if you think talking on social media alone is the real deal, no. It has effect, but it doesn't have those core effects. If it gets to a stage that I would have to on my camera and stand in front of whether the Lagos State Police Command or the Zonal Command AIG office and start screaming in front of the station with my camera on, they know it is to the stage here. I don't pray it gets to that stage. The question is going to be asked you: which side are you? On the side of justice, public, or on the side of the murderers? That will be your conscience, and that will be the question you will take to bed. Up to this end.
Welcome back. I am very sure that you felt the heat, the fire in the voice of Yomi Fabiyi. Whenever he goes this way, it means that there are certain things that he is also looking at, and he wants everyone to be on board so as to make sure that pressure and the right pressure is put into what it needs to be put into. We cannot allow them hoodwink anyone, not at all. We cannot allow them to hoodwink anyone. We will not allow them to take advantage of our calmness, let me put it that way. We have to stay together, focused. That's the only way this can be gotten. It's so mysterious. It's so terrible. If you are not the child or the son of someone important in the society, there is a huge possibility that you might be hurt, you might even be unalived, and nothing will happen. The society is divided into a kind of class, or let's say caste system. Let me put it that way. The kind that is practiced in some kind of continent or countries where people are valued according to some structure that has been put in place. And we said, no. We will not accept this one, where certain people who call themselves elite will then kind of, the way they go about their things, they will kind of want and demand. In fact, the police will swing into action whenever certain people have issues. And even when these people commit a kind of crime, you know how they roll. When they commit some kind of crime like that, the kind of crime that if, let's say, I'm using the word now carefully, ordinary citizen, because there's something like that. If an ordinary citizen does the same, what they will do to that person will not be what they will do to these people that they claim are connected. It's all over the place. It's all over the world anyway. But we have to continue to show to them that we are all equal, regardless of your creed, society you belong to, your religion, or whatever. We have to make them know that we all are equal and we should all be treated as such. That's basically what it is. If not, why are we still on this journey? Why are we still on this journey to get what we are supposed to get? Why are we still on this journey? Why is it so difficult for action to be taken? Is it because certain persons are, they have infiltrated, terrible people infiltrated the police, and their job is, how can we destroy, disrupt, how can we create menace, how do we rob Peter to pay Paul? That's what they do, basically. That is what they do. That is basically what they do. That is their way of life. That's their modus operandi. I've said it like, why? Why is it that this case of Mohbad was not dealt with as it should at the beginning? Then I went back. I said, this woman, the mother of this lady, she's probably the one that quickly called one or two people like, hey, please help me cover up the sins of my daughter. Help me make sure that justice is not gotten here. Don't worry. For now, there is no much money. No much cash at this time. But once this case is sorted out and everything, I assure you that we will pay you from the money gotten from the person that was spied. Can you imagine? The person that was unalive will pay you guys. So just take this one first for cola. That's the money they said Cynthia took down to the police. The police are so terrible and corrupt. And people, citizens feed them too. They are like maleficent spirits, demons that will trouble you a little bit and expect you to give to them. And if you don't give, that's the same. How can it be normal for you to go to the police and then you give the police some amount of money and bottles of wine? Like, does that speak of integrity? Until today, nothing has been done. That's because these people are criminals. But we won't continue to repeat it and make it appear like, oh, it's a normal thing. We want to make them know that this is abnormal. That's why there is so much fury, anger in Yomi Fabi's voice. Like, no, we will not accept this. That is the job that we have to fulfill. We will not accept this. We will continuously, we need to cleanse the society. It's not going to be business as usual. It takes the effort and it takes the resolve of the public. Most times countries end up the way they are because the larger society refuse to do the needful. They are either comfortable, suffering and smiling, or they are as bad. They are as bad as those people that they call leaders or whoever is occupied, maybe law enforcement agent. They are also as bad. Just a little bit of observation, looking at the Justice for Mohbad thing, looking at those who are part of it and all of that, will tell you that if these people, same people saying justice, if they are given the opportunity, what they will do, just few, observation. Just look at them. Today, this one is saying this. Tomorrow, they are manipulating. Tomorrow, they've joined the anti-justice. Tomorrow, they are screaming. It means that they were not really for justice. That's basically what it is. So he said the part that he wanted to push, that's Mohbad's father's so-called younger brother, Muyiwa, in the US, who they said they've not seen his hand per se on justice rather than commotion, according to Yomi Fabi, and that he had obstructed the access to CCTV. They don't know what they are also covering. He said, well, since Mohbad's father and his brother, they have explained their own role in it, because Yomi Fabi went extra. Yeah, he went extra on it. So he said, no problem. I'm forgiving you guys. I'm not going to push on that one. Let us all work together. And that's the good part of it. Like I said at the beginning, I said, at least things are arriving where it's supposed to arrive. Like, I'm willing to work with you guys, and let's do the needful together. Let us know our common enemy. Let's know our common enemy. And he asked a question which I believe a lot of people cannot just understand that part of it. Like, is it possible? Have you ever thought of it in your life that there will be, on this journey of justice for Mohbad, have you ever thought about it, that it will come to a day that Mohbad's mother, at the beginning, initial stage of it, where people were donating to Liam, and people were kind of still showing empathy to Cynthia, but people were still suspicious, but still they donated money, millions entered into the account, and Mohbad's mother was like, I have entered into wealth finally. Look at donation right, left, and center. Look at the state governor coming to give me a check. Look at this and that politician visiting me. She felt like this is the beginning of life. In fact, she thought that she had become ant, that has been dropped into a bucket of sugar. That's what she thought. She said to herself, heaven has finally come. That's what she felt. That's what she thought. But, as it is, uh, all of those sweetness got cut off like ASAP, quickly, like suddenly. They got cut off, and she realized that this is not going to be business as usual. No, it's not going to be the same thing. Not at all. She became angry. So, could you have thought about it? Is it something that you have ever thought of, that a day will come that Mohbad's mother will be anti-justice? We are hearing they said that she went on prayers. I say it is very needed. Let her go. Maybe she can have moment and time to deliver herself from the unclean spirits that I believe resides inside of her. If not, can you imagine? Can you just imagine it? That's a question, Yomi Fabia. Can you imagine that this woman will be against justice for her son, stand against justice for her son, protest against justice for her son, and what's the conclusion? She's simply waiting, hoping, fighting whatever is going to stop the quick sharing of money. That's all that she's interested in. That is all that she cares about. After all, she was not really in the life of Mohbad for that long. She wasn't there. And eventually, when she got in contact with Mohbad, she said Mohbad treated her so bad. Example, she said, I will go to Mohbad's house with his younger brother, and I will sit downstairs from morning that I got there till night or evening. Mohbad will be inside, upstairs, inside with Cynthia. Now, I know how that feels. I know how it feels. Like, okay, regardless, son, you don't know all that happened, but you are listening to your dad. Your dad said you shouldn't, and that's it. So Cynthia and Mohbad's mother will be Mohbad will be upstairs. She said she will be downstairs. They will not offer her water, no food, nothing. Then Cynthia will come down maybe later in the evening. And she's like, this is my son Mohbad. What is this thing? So she had that thing, grievance inside of her. Like, okay, no problem. Then they will give them some little snacks or make some food, a little bit of food. He said the food that Cynthia will serve is just small portion from morning till evening that they've been there sitting down. Just a little portion of food and a little piece of meat. She said all of these things. And it went on for a long time. She said she wanted to even sing during the naming ceremony of Liam, and that they refused. So she said all of these things. Then it got to a point, I think she felt she needed to do some extra work to get Mohbad focused on her. And then the story of whatever she did behind the scene, who knows? But the part that we know is that she said she had gone to beg Cynthia, please help me. Please, I beg you, help me. Let my son, let him have this empathy, pity on me. Please. Whatever she did with whatever she did not do, whatever, eventually it seems somehow something started happening. Somehow Mohbad too was feeling like, daddy, this one that mommy is coming. Okay, come and marry. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Don't bring the other woman. You know, the old shenanigan, the old trash, you know, rubbish. So this woman kept all of this, coupled with the song. 10 years, I know, see mommy. Let's say the private things that happen within is not known to the public. She would have like, okay, let me just keep that portion of it. But that 10 years, I know, see mommy played here and there, everywhere. It is just something that she cannot live with. She can't live with it. That's why she said at the press conference, the first press conference, she said, Mohbad used me to make money. Because saying 10 years I no see mommy will make him trend and people will buy his songs or listen to it. So these are some of the things that she kept within herself. And she said, Mohbad's father, we already had issues because he didn't flow or continue with the agreement that we had after he knocked the door. He knocked my door after 10 years, or is after 20 years or 15 years. After knocking my door after 15 years, he didn't continue with the agreement. So now that we are not friends anymore or connecting in that way anymore, we are not a couple, we are not. So who am I now going to support? She said it. She said, who do you guys think I will go for? I went for Cynthia because that's where the money is. But that money that they thought they were going to share, unfortunately for them, that money cannot be shared. If not, let us be sincere. Do you think Cynthia, with the greed that I see in her and her family, do you think that with the greed in Mohbad's mother's life, do you think that it will be possible, ever possible, for that little boy to be for Mohbad and Cynthia will not have gotten DNA done like long time, even if that DNA is going to kind of soften the pressure of who pied Mohbad, what pied Mohbad, so that she can fool certain people. Like, how can you guys think I will buy my husband, the husband of my youth? How can you guys think I will buy my husband and have a child for him? It's not so. She would have gotten DNA done. DNA, in fact, Shekpeteri, you know Shekpeteri and Bush Baby, both of them, they would have advised her like, hey, get this DNA done, make it a public thing so we can shame this man. So this man will not continue with this, he's seeking for justice for his son this way. Let us shut his mouth up. At least, even if trial is ongoing or inquest is ongoing, your son will have access to his father's money. Don't you guys kind of look at it that way? But because the child is not for Mohbad, that is why she can't be quick in that way. She can't.